Boom, boom, boom. Good afternoon, and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. This is the current scorelines in Scottish football. Motherwell are winning 2-0. Hibernian are winning 2-0. Aberdeen are winning 2-1. And I'll tell you one thing, Dundee have just had two chances to level it, putting Aberdeen under a big bit of... Aberdeen just take a shot and the keeper saves it. All the teams are winning that I wanted to win today, just to put pressure on the team that's now in 5th position. But they win their games in hand and they'll jump a couple of places. I just wish that Motherwell and Hibernian had put a little bit more space between them and the team in 5th position. But then again, you would rather have the points on the board. And as it stands, Motherwell are they're not too bad. They're not too bad. I might put the Motherwell game on actually. Good evening to Helen. Paul's in the house. Paul McEwen's in the house. Jim McClart is in the house. Not feeling too great, mate, but I hope you're well soon. Aberdeen just... It was a decent shot by Aberdeen. 69 minutes in the Aberdeen game. Let's get the Motherwell game, and there's Motherwell. There's Motherwell there. See, we get the Motherwell game just to see how Motherwell are playing. Against Livingston. Livingston just getting into the box here. Motherwell trying to get the ball out. Livingston with a crazy shot. Easy tidy up for the Motherwell goalkeeper. I expect Motherwell to win this one easy. It should be an easy day for Motherwell, you would think, with the scorelines the way they are. It is all about putting pressure on the team that's in 5th position, because let's face it, you know, they might buckle under the pressure. Hibs Falkirk. Let me just put it onto the Hibs Falkirk one. It's a bit of a clash of colours, isn't it?
As far as Hibs have been concerned, has been repelling.
Well, it's been a non-event for him.
Well, I suppose it's not really, but
it has been a little bit.
It is a... Falkirk currently going forward over the halfway line.
Listen now for Falkirk, driving forward.
Oh, can Falkirk get a shot away here?
Oh, it's given away tag.
Oh, it's in the box.
Oh,
tidy.
Inside the Hibs area somehow.
Tidy by Hibs.
Hibs win it back. It's one played low.
Tidy by Hibs. There is a bit of Celtic news kicking about this afternoon. I'm going to put it back onto the Aberdeen game. I was enjoying watching that Aberdeen game.
Everybody back inside their own.
Tony again on the left-hand side, but well dealt with by
Aberdeen. I've got a funny feeling that Aberdeen are just going to do a Hibs and Hibs it. This isn't going to be one. Can add this? Can it be one of those seasons? I'm not too sure. Right, let me get on to some Celtic news that is kicking about today. Joshua obviously gave an update on his injury, and he was at the Superstore in Glasgow doing a commercial event. He was doing shirt signings, and he told Celtic TV that it's all's going well with regarding his injury. Let me just turn that TV down a bit. And all's going well regarding his injury, and he's looking forward. He's looking a bit thin, isn't he? The fact is he's not trained in that for a while. I mean, he's basically had the majority of this year off, second half of the year. But Dyson Maeda was there. His eyes doing fine, isn't it? He'll be fine for the weekend, which is good news. And I tell you one thing, Dyson Maeda had his son there, and I just wonder. 2 seconds till I just. Let me just do that. So Jota, Dyson Maeda having his son at the shirt signing. I wonder. Did you get that message? I WhatsApped you. Yeah, I wonder if Dyson Maeda could do a turnaround and sign a new contract for Celtic. Shouldn't look too much into it. He's maybe just getting his son out there, meeting the fans, and enjoying the fact that he was doing some shirt signing with his daddy, which is always good. Nice family man that he is. But there's another bit of news that is kicking about. I don't know if this will come up on. Will it come up there because we've got the screen. There is news coming out of Liverpool. Liverpool have agreed terms with 15-year-old Dara Giacomi. Probably young player coming through the ranks at Celtic. Highly sought after. This is another young player that the young centre back who plays for Scotland, but wasn't included in games this week against Spain as they prepare to move to Liverpool. Once again, Celtic are losing out on players from the academy. I mean, what is going on at Celtic? We're losing far too many players out of our academy. It's unbelievable. There's something far wrong. Dundee have got a free kick here on the edge of the box. There's something far wrong with the Celtic academy that we seem to be. I met Hatate and Maeda yesterday at Greg's Easter house, ordering steak bakes and yum yums. So you did, mate. No, you did, mate. Dundee with a free kick. I'm wanting Dundee to keep Aberdeen to keep the pressure on the 15th place. So I really want Aberdeen to win this. Just for that reason, just to keep the pressure on easily. Sort of ball coming back in from Dundee, and it's wide, way wide. Still, Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. Dundee do have a corner. We'll just keep an eye on this game. Would the keeper have got to that? But anyway, great it would be for him to stay in Rio. We could sell and use the money to refresh the squad. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, there's always a risk when you've got to bring in new players, isn't there? How long does it take them to settle in, etc. You know, and as much as Dyson Maeda wanted away, has he had a change of heart now that Brendan's left? You never know. You know, he said that he wanted to, but as we have no control as soon as he turns 16. This guy's only 15. That boy's only 15, so we will get some kind of compensation for him, but it's going to be minimal. You know, 15-year-old, we're losing another young, brilliant. I mean, this guy's meant to be a really good prospect, and then we're losing far too many players. Celtic this is why we need Sean Maloney. This is why we need Sean Maloney at the club, doing the fantastic job in the academy. Gee, I thought Dundee had a penalty there. I've just seen that at the corner of my eye. This is why we need Sean Maloney in the academy, because there's something far wrong with the academy. We're losing far too many youngsters. I mean, if the young boy is Scottish and he's came through the system at Celtic and he's went, it's a chance to go to Liverpool. Do you go to Liverpool? Do you get a better education at Liverpool? Better footballing education at Liverpool? What are we doing wrong at Celtic? What is Celtic Academy doing wrong that academies down south are doing right? And it can't come down to money. It has to be some kind of, I don't know. Do you know when we need to talk about that to somebody who is in the know? Put the desk up a bit. The desk was a bit low there. I think Dundee TV just flicked back a minute or so. As long as this, I should probably put it on the Motherwell game, because that's the really important one, isn't it? Motherwell, I mean, Hibs, as long as they do okay. As long as they win. As long as Motherwell and Hibernian both win. It'll be a good afternoon as far as Celtic are concerned. Let's put it on. Let's see how Hibs are doing in the game this afternoon. Livingston with a cross comes shot. Said before, they need to lower the age for contracts. A year would make the difference. I don't think it's just contracts, mate. I think it's more than there's something wrong with the academy. Something wrong with the academy at Celtic. Hibs 3. So it's Hibs 3. Hibs have scored another. I just turned that over. Just turned it over and Hibs have scored. It's 3-0 to Hibs. Good old Google playing catch up. 3 to Hibs. That's a good result for Hibs. That means that they're going to stay in that 4th position, even if it's till later on tonight. You know, it is all about getting the points on the board. Yeah, it was onside, 3-0 to Hibs. Fair play to Hibs. Just need Motherwell to score a third. I need Aberdeen to score a third as well. Just to make sure that they keep the pressure. Because I think going into the second half of the season, you're starting to see how the top 6 will look. Kilmarnock, their bubbles burst when it comes to Dundee United, one team that you would think would be up there. But, I mean, Celtic are going to go top of the league tomorrow. And then Hearts, then you've got Motherwell, Hibs, Rangers fighting it out for 3rd position. I would expect Aberdeen to start, if Aberdeen can hold this scoreline today, I would expect Aberdeen to start closing in on the likes of Motherwell, Hibs and Rangers. You know, Aberdeen are sitting on a goal difference of -1 at the moment. They start putting a run together and, you know, putting pressure on the team in 5th. Here's Hibs with a corner. It's coming in, and it's way over. And it's just shown it again. Why is it showing me again? Is it another Hibs corner? It's another Hibs corner. Ball comes in again. Ball goes out. Hibs player manages to get the ball. Puts it back to the halfway line. He puts it all the way back to the keeper. Keeper, does he switch it wide? Does he go long? He goes long, the Hibs keeper. And Hibs player just keeps it in. Get the ball down and play, lads. Falkirk just battering the ball forward. I'm just reading some of the messages that are coming out. Danny Cassie's coming out with a super chat. Danny Cassie, just super chat for Danny Cassie. Just thank you for that. Danny, you should put a comment in, Danny. It's easiest when you put a super chat up. The whole point of the super chat is to get your comment noticed more. You know, it doesn't have to be even £2. It could be the smallest amount that you could put in. But the idea of the super chat is just to get your comments noticed. We want Kelly to pull a stunner performance tonight. Yeah, we'd do that. If Kelly can pull out a performance, this doesn't look good for Kelly though, does it? I mean, let's look at the league table. It's not looking good for Kelly at all. Oh, wrong one. When you look at that table, I mean, Kilmarnock, what's the best you can hope for? A draw, really. Kilmarnock are woeful. Kilmarnock are absolutely woeful. So you're expecting Rangers to win that tonight, going on the performance of Kilmarnock. If Kilmarnock get a draw, it'll be a fantastic result. Absolutely fantastic result. But, I mean, Rangers, they're on a bit of a roll. 2 draws and then 3 wins. And you've got to remember, VAR will help Rangers out. You know, they'll get their usual penalty bingo in the later stages of the game to make sure that they win, as always. You know, but yeah, you never know. Hopefully they do get the result that would keep that mob in 5th, because that's where they deserve to be. 2 lads for Bayern Munich and 2 Man City lads as well. Nearly a full team of players, good potential. All gone. Yeah, there's so many. I think that with so many things that are getting asked about Celtic, I sometimes think that we're asking the wrong questions. Because really, we should be asking the question: is why are we losing so much good potential players? The academy is where you build your club. You know, and the fact that Celtic are losing them left, right, and centre is just terrible. Wish we kept Daniel Cummins looking like a decent player. Daniel Cummins is out injured, is he not? The one that we really should have, 3-0 Motherwell. Well, there you go, 3-0 to Motherwell. So it is, it just came up on the screen. 3-0 to Motherwell. I shouldn't have turned that over. Let me just see if I can get the Motherwell goal. Doubt Motherwell will be still replaying it. But yeah, it is 3-0 Motherwell. So that's good results all round. We just need Aberdeen to score a third and then that'll be happy days. Livingston are always going to be the whipping boys, unfortunately. They just don't have the money to be able to sustain a run. And this is why I think there should be an extension to the SPFL. You know, clubs like Livingston deserve to be in the Premier League. You know, there's clubs like Dunfermline, you could say deserves to be in the Premier League. But it is what it is, isn't it? Scottish football. Turkey's voting for Christmas half the time. The 90th minute at Motherwell, 90 minutes, 58 seconds into 59 seconds, and it is Motherwell 3. I'm going to jump over to the BBC to get the full-time results as they come in. Dundee's still got a bit to go behind behind the other games. They seem to have kicked off a little bit earlier. But the scorelines in SPFL today are Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2, Hibernian 3, Falkirk 0, Motherwell 3, Livingston 0, St Mirren 2, Dundee United 0. That's 2 minutes into extra time, and Kilmarnock Rangers this evening. Can we expect anything from Kilmarnock? Can we expect Kilmarnock to do anything? I don't think so. It would be some kind of miracle if it did happen, to be perfectly honest. Alright, let's see if we can get it on to full-time results. But yeah, talking about the youth team at Celtic, that should be one of the questions that's really getting asked: is what the hell is going on with the youth team? Because that's going to affect. It's going to affect this manager. It's going to affect him dramatically. They're having no one coming through from the youth system for the next 2 or 3 years it means that we're going to have to go out and spend money, and money that we don't have to spend on the youth academy. You know, we shouldn't have to be going out and spending money on the youth academy. We should have a conveyor belt of players coming through the system. And I'm just going to put Sky Sports News on. Good old Sky Sports. So the only thing they're good for. Let's get the full-time results as they're coming in live. There we go. League One results. We're just jumping into the comments while we're waiting on the Scottish results coming up. And Rangers. It's always the same, isn't it? 3-1, Danny Cassidy's going for tomorrow. We'll wait and see. The good part is that the league, there has been a bit of a change in the league tonight. Rangers have been put down in 5th position. Motherwell cement in their place. And 3rd, Hibernian, but Rangers fans will say, look, they've played 2 games more. I would rather have the 2 games in hand. Would you? You would rather have the points on the board the way that They're definitely playing. But all the Celtic fans are really concerned about is that one at the top. I mean, Celtic have won 5 out of 5. Hearts, meanwhile, have drawn 3-1-1 and lost one over the last 5 games. They've bottle crashed it. Pop goes the jam tart bubble, as they say. Dunfermline are getting beat by Arbroath. Arbroath have just scored against Dunfermline at home. Things aren't going to go too well for Neil Lennon, are they, at Dunfermline? RB Leipzig against Frankfurt. And then Kilmarnock against Rangers. Some of the St Johnstone 0, Raith Rovers 0. It's another team that should really be in the Premier League. You can make the Premier League bigger with the likes of them, man. Full time, extra time to be played. Don't know about that one. Full time result: Ayr 0, Partick Thistle 0. Result that's just come in. Dunfermline, full time. Dunfermline have just been beat by Arbroath. Full time at St Mirren. St Mirren have beat Dundee United. St Mirren have beat Dundee United, which is an unbelievable because. So that is a full time score. You're kind of hoping that Dundee United would beat St Mirren because they could put a little bit more pressure. I mean, I know they would only be in 7th position, but Dundee United is one of the teams that you think you should be pushing for top 6, but they're not. Any youth with a bit of promise, let me just come off that screen so I can get the comments up. Any youth player with a bit of promise is loan. I expect 2 boys push through. I just think that there's something wrong with their academy, that we can't get players to stay at the club. Rangers are due a loss. I don't know about that one. My sons were both in the system at Celtic and Hibs in the places 10 to 15. Mine's had a choice and picked Hibs. There we go. Yeah, but I know that there's a better chance of them getting a bit of Hibernian full time 3-0 Hibernian. That is a full time result. Hibernian 3, Falkirk 0. Full time result. Yeah, when it comes to the youth players, I think that going to the academy down south, you've got a chance of what game's that? There's a brawl on the pitch. They think it's all over. Oh, it's Millwall. Is that Bristol Millwall having a box on the pitch? Good old Millwall fans, isn't it? Millwall they've never changed from the 80s. Dundee 3. Aberdeen have just scored. Aberdeen have scored. It's 3-1. It is 3-1 to Aberdeen. Aberdeen just scored. Dundee 1, Aberdeen 3. So that kind of settles that one for the league table as well. But it's not Rangers, it's Sevco. Tell me about it. The lower leagues are definitely rigged. 3-1. Imagine there's an invasion as we turn. So that's a good result coming through. Aberdeen have cemented their place in 6th position with that 3-1 win. Just checking the other results as they come through. Oxford, who cares? So it's one bugbear that I've always had is that Scottish football needs a dedicated TV channel for full-time results and stuff. Because I hate it the way that they'd always go through all the English leagues first, and it's like, who cares? A lot of people in Scotland just do not care about English football. BBC Scotland's giving us results. Possession 55% for Dundee. Aberdeen had the least possession in that game. Aberdeen scored in the 17th, 30th, and 92 plus 2. Dundee scored on the 60th minute. That's a good result for Aberdeen. You've got to say, Aberdeen. Remember at the start of the season, Aberdeen were rotten, bottom of the table. So it's good to see that Aberdeen, from that perspective, seen them pushing up the table and putting pressure on the team in fifth. The team in fifth will be saying, look, we've got a game in hand. We could push on from Aberdeen. We can overtake Hibernian and we can overtake Motherwell if we win our game tonight. And then we've got a game in hand that could ultimately push them up into third position. But the other teams will say, well, you need to have the points in the bag. And right now, Rangers, although they've won 3 games, they've drawn 2 games. Is it about time that they lost a game? Hope so. And hopefully it is tonight. But we know the way that Kilmarnock is with that lot. It's never ever. Yeah. It's old Pals Act, isn't it? It's old Pals Act. Celtic have nothing bad at Villa. They cannot even make the first team squad. They have better chances elsewhere in England too. Yeah, it's Celtic or nothing, but it is all or nothing at Celtic. But we had such a good run of bringing players in and giving them the chance to get into the first team. I mean, the last players that it happened with, unfortunately, is Tony Ralston, and you could say Stephen Welsh. Stephen Welsh was the last player to come through from the academy and make any kind of impact. When you start losing players at 15, 16, 17-year-old, never mind wait until they're 21. The time that the players are 21, it's too late. It's too late. Celtic have to be having. It's okay saying, they need to go out and learn the adult game. You've just had a manager in for 6 weeks that brought in a number of players at a young age. You've got to give youth a chance. We've now brought a manager in that will give youth a chance. He's got one hand tied behind his back, Wilfred Nancy, because we've no youth players coming through. So you're then going. We're then looking at the transfer window, and people are against the board as it is, and they're saying, well, if we start going out and buying 16, 17, if we start buying 18, 19-year-olds, you're going to have a certain amount of fans at Celtic going, what the fuck are the board doing? The thing is we're going to have to start going out and paying decent money for the youth to come through. Because like Brendan Rodgers says, Celtic youth team's fucked. It's 5 years away from producing now. 5 years. Wilfred Nancy will not be at Celtic in 5 years' time. So something has to happen. Billy Gray's going for 2-0 tomorrow. At least his local will have some customers. Our problem is no proper reserve league. I don't think that's the issue. I don't think that it's not the reserve league that's the issue. It's the fact that younger players cannot see a pathway into the first team. Full-time results in Scottish football: Dundee 1, Aberdeen 0, Hibernian 3, Falkirk 0, Motherwell 3, Livingston 0, St Mirren 2, Dundee United 0. Kilmarnock and Rangers kick off at 8 p.m. tonight, and Celtic play Hearts on Sunday. In the William Hill Championship, Greenock Morton 2, Queen's Park 1, Ayr United 0, Partick Thistle 0, Dunfermline Athletic 1, Arbroath 2, up the Smokies, Ross County 1, Airdrie Onions 2, St Johnstone 0, Rafe Rovers Wee Hun Motherfuckers 2. That's your William Hill Championships results of the day. William Hill League 1, Alloa Athletic 4, Peterhead 0, East 5 event against Inverness Caledonian Thistle, who are going down the leagues quicker than anything else. Postponed. Kelty Hearts 0, Montrose 3, Queen of the South 1, Cove Rangers 1, Stenhousemuir 0, Hamilton Academical, Hamilton Accies, another team that were SPFL standard, 2 leagues below. 2 leagues below. William Hill League 2, Annan Athletic 1, Spartans 0, Edinburgh City 4, Dumbarton 3, Elgin City 1, Clyde 1, Forfar Athletic 0, East Kilbride 3, Stranraer 3, Stirling Albion 2, and that's your William Hill League 2 results for the day, Saturday. And then you've gone to the English Premier League. Fucking shit. Aston Villa 2, Arsenal 1, Bournemouth 0, Chelsea 0, Everton 3. Who gives a fuck about the rest of them? I don't care. Wolverhampton Wanderers against Man United on Monday. That's why the Rangers game's late on, because Leeds United play Liverpool at 5:30. Well, there you go. It's always the same. That's Scottish football. Getting poof. 3-0 to the boys. Sinisalo to start. Will Sinisalo get a start? That's a big, big shout, because Sinisalo's a player that he will be wanting game time. Aberdeen, the comeback team of the season after the shocking start. What's changed? Get the spare room sorted. Not a chance. Desmond, we'll get them at Joe's place. Celtic are better loaning them out for experience elsewhere, but chances are limited at Celtic. Talking about the youth team issues that we've got at Celtic, but you need to give young boys a pathway. It's okay loaning them out, but you need to loan them out at the right age. And I think that we loan players out too late. And the time that they come back to Celtic, 2021, you're knocking on the front door of the first team manager saying, am I going to get in the first team? You've got to earn your right, son. How the fuck am I going to earn my right playing at fucking East Fife or whatever crap team? Just what the fuck was that? It's a fly. Do you know? And they say you've got to earn your right. Look at the players that were sent away to Admiral Wacker. Never to be heard for again. Never to be heard of. And I think that that's the bigger issue at Celtic, as we send players away to these teams, and there is absolutely no chance of them getting any football time at Celtic, and that's the big issue. Do you know, when we brought through Sean Maloney, when we brought through Aidan McGeady, all at young ages, no one person said, oh, they're too young. Do you know, it's if they're good enough. The problem is that we're not picking up and we're not making the players good enough. Loan or otherwise. Nancy may be in a shock with the atmosphere with the Glasgow Derby. Why? Why would he be in for a shock? There's no atmospheres at derbies. There hasn't been for years. Even with 2,500 fans at the derbies, there's no atmosphere. If anything, he's going to go, what happened to this famous atmosphere? Plenty of Celtic bars in Spain could be a laugh. Yeah, there's loads of Celtic bars in Spain. I think the atmosphere tomorrow should be just as good, said Joseph. 1 in a million chance at Celtic to break through into the first team squad. 3 million one at Liverpool, but loads of clubs down south to go to. But if you're good enough, Jim McClatchy says, Baz, it annoys me about life when Saturday when Football Focus comes on and there's nothing about Scottish football. Maybe we should change that then. I might use that other channel that I've got to talk about more about Scottish football. The guy going to Liverpool, down to Doak, and getting big moves after it. Yeah, young Ben Doak going to Liverpool and getting a 20 million move. Do you know, could he have gotten that at Celtic? I don't see why not. He could have had his chance to shine in the Europa. The issue is managers at Celtic. We've went through a 4-year period. And although it's been although it's been fine and dandy winning and winning doubles, winning trebles, we've had an issue at Celtic, a big issue over the last 4 years, and there hasn't been a pathway of how to integrate players throughout the season. It's okay getting to the end of the season and you've won the league. You've won the league with, say, 6 games to go, and you start bringing in youth players, and these youth players come in and they get some game time, and you go, oh, they're a good player. And then you want to see more of them next season. And then next season starts, and the managers went, not good enough. And it's like, well, what the fuck? What did we watch at the end of last season? Why are they not getting their opportunity? Or we'll put them out on loan. That's it. That's it. Gone. That's where the issue lies. It's the last 2 managers we've had have not had a great belief in youth players. Whether we like it or not, Ange Postecoglou did not give youth a chance at Celtic. End of. Didn't produce one bit of talent out of Celtic. And he had the golden goose. He had Ben Doak. He had Daniel Cummins. He had Rocco Vata. Potentially £30 million worth of players that Ange Postecoglou let slip through the net because he wouldn't bring them in to the first team and let them play football. Brendan Rodgers. Oh, my career, I've brought on youth players. Have you chased young players away? Young players away. And I think that one of the big problems, we've actually got rid of the problem. And I think that it was John Kennedy. I think John Kennedy was the person that did not like the younger players that came through. And I think he had a chip on his shoulder about the younger players coming through, thinking that they were maybe better than what they were, maybe thought they were too demanding. The person that was at Celtic for 27 years and sat on his arse for the last 5 years doing nada, apart from maybe doing a bit of training. Like the Wilfred Nonce portrayed Lennoxtown Unfiltered. Yeah, let's talk about the unfiltered video at Celtic today, because it went from a change of tact, the way that Celtic have done videos before for the unfiltered, because you've got to remember that the unfiltered videos were always about a minute and 30 seconds or something. It didn't give you any great context until to what Brendan Rodgers was saying at training. Do you know, it was coming in and saying higher. This was a bit longer, and it showed you the intensity that training's kind of, and it shows the demands of the new manager. Taking too long. One touch pass. Do you know, don't think about it. Taking too long to think about it. Fucking Germans are outside. Fuck off. But yeah, it was a fantastic video by Celtic today, just over 5 minutes long, and it showed you the manager getting his ideas across, but it was intensity. He's getting on at players for holding it so long, you know, and that's what I like to see, and that's what gains respect from players, because they see that makes them better. They'll have a manager that they believe, this guy could actually make me a better football player. And that goes a long way. And then it comes back to the question, is Dyson Maeda? Could there be an crazy amount of backtracking by Dyson's people and say, we'll sign a new contract at Celtic? You don't know. But maybe I think Dyson's time's up and Dyson Maeda will move on. You need to be exposed to first team football about 17 or it's a waste of time. Yes, exactly. John, you've hit that on the head. I met that Ibrox face painter at Duke Street yesterday. He's opened a Tash shoe shop. If they're good enough, they're old enough. That's it. It's cliche. It is that. Jimmy Clark is going for 3-1 tomorrow. What we do? We'll leave that for the morning. We'll talk about the game, because there'll be plenty of time to talk about the game tomorrow morning as we do a kind of preview of Wilfred Nance's first team selection. Does he change the team? Does he dramatically change a winning formation? Does he change the formation of a winning formation? Martin O'Neill tweaked it slightly. Martin O'Neill pushed the wingers out to the wing and told them to just stay there. It's going to be interesting to see what Wilfred Nancy does tomorrow, but we'll have an hour to talk about that tomorrow. Lesser English clubs are more likely to sign a player from Liverpool after 3 years in their system, not likely from Celtic. Does that? But if a player gets into the first team at Celtic and produces, is it not the case that then he has the potential? Ryan Christie come from, what was it? Was it Inverness or Ross County? He came from Inverness, was it? Ryan Christie came from. He came down to Celtic, got a move to a top club in England. When you look at Bill and Ben, the two players that came from Dundee United, Armstrong, Stuart Armstrong, and what was the other one? Two of them came from Dundee United at the same time. They went down south. They got more money going down south. There is a big pull for coming to Celtic and staying at Celtic. The issue is that the younger players do not necessarily see a way to get into that first team and try and make an impact. And is it because at Celtic you need to keep on winning? There's the pressure to win every game. We have fantastic players there, just need a chance to play. They're good enough, they're old enough. Doak is miles better than anything we could, but yet he couldn't get a game. Yeah, because he plays in the same position. At that time, you had Diaz, Maeda and Jota. You're not dropping Diaz, Maeda and Jota, but you have to have a manager that sees the value and sees the worth of youth players and that includes them in the squad. Now, a lot of managers will say, well, what experienced player do you want me to drop out the squad for a youth player? Realistically. And that's where we look. That's the issue that Scottish football has as well. When you look at international football, you get, when you look at European football, you get a lot more subs. Would the 3 foreigner rule come back in to make a vengeance? Would that make a difference? I don't know. Kenny was getting goals and still got bombed out of the team for a guy that has been in a huff for the full season and hopefully wants out of the club. If I was Kenny, I'd be asking for a move as possible. Wait a minute here, Rab. You're talking about a 33 goal scoring player last season. How many goals did Johnny Kenny score last season? If it was Adam Ida that he got dropped out for, I would give you that one. But Dyson Maeda on his day is way better than Johnny Kenny. You can't argue that one yourself, mate. I'm also people of the Reserve League. Yeah, that's true. Baz, get the BBC on and let's see where Scotland are playing in the kickoff times. Fuck that. I'm not interested in that shit. My mum sent me a thing today about how much it is to go to the games. Remember the teleprinter. That's it. Bad enough waiting on teletext changing. Yeah, I'm going to show you this. Where's WhatsApp? See the thing that my mum sent me about how much it costs to go to Scotland games. Save the downloads. There we go. Get rid of WhatsApp because I made a few mistakes with that recently. Right, this is the craziness of wanting to go to the World Cup. I'm going to have to change the sizes because good old Ma's not the best at cropping stuff. Don't want to copy that. And let's just crop that again. And then move that up there and then crop the bottom half. Right, this is how much it'll cost to go and follow Scotland at the World Cup. I'll just disappear off the page. Right, this is Scotland fans World Cup 2026 guaranteed match ticket. Package 1, Scotland opening match, Boston or New York, departure 12th of June. 3 match tickets including price, $3,000. $1,000 deposit per person. $3,000 to go and watch 3 games of football. Away and fling shite at yourself. Package 2-match package, indirect flights from Edinburgh. That means you've got to take another flight. 4-star hotel, 6 nights, room only, category 3 tickets, included 5,999. You're having a laugh. 3-match package, 4-star hotel. Come on. Jesus. Jesus, really? I mean, there is absolutely no chance. No chance. Memories over money, mate. It's Scotland. It's Scotland, and I'd never. Bez, yes, I am. Wee Mitch says, "Are you doing a watch along tomorrow?" Yes, I am doing a watch along tomorrow for Wilfred Nance's first game, and I was kind of hoping that. Oh, let me just get rid of this off the screen. I was kind of hoping that we were going to have a certain automated system up and running, but it's going to be running for the Roma game, so I am looking forward to that. Can we put the BBC on the? Yeah, we can. What is it showing? Is this? Is that finished? Yeah, it's finished. BBC this hour. Strictly Come Dancing. No, for fuck's sake. See, that's it. Do you know what I mean? 1:15 and that's it. The football chat is just done on the BBC. It's like, get off. So yeah, big shout out to Wee Mitch for the super chat. Am I doing a watch along for the game tomorrow? Yes, I will be doing a watch along for the game tomorrow and the Roma game. The Roma one's the one I'm excited for, because we've got a new system that we're going to be running live, and it's going to give us all live data, live yellow cards, live analytics of the game that will flip around on the screen, and then live goal scoring. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Just need to then get it up for other games. So yeah, thank you for the super chat. Right, let's jump back into the comments. Where were 10 minutes in a few years for the clubs. A yacht at Glastonbury was going for 8 to 12k for the weekend. That's just Super Meltdown is on. Get that on. I'd not putting Super Meltdown on. We won't be the only nation during Trump's visa shite to get to the World Cup. Yeah, I'm bugger that. I'm full of confidence in Wilson Nancy getting us through this block of games, especially the run of 3 away. Let's look at Celtic. Obviously, they are second top of the league. I need a PA. I could actually do with somebody doing some of the stuff in the background during the live, but I need to figure out how to do that remotely. And the channel doesn't make enough money to pay anybody else, so you would have to do it for free. You could do an intern type thing, but that would have to be it. It's not a. It's nowhere near the stat. I don't know what, when I look at some of the views that English clubs get, and the money that some of these YouTubers down in England make. Oh my god, man. It's no wonder they're all driving about in M3s and everything. So on American TV, the ads will be on every 30 seconds for 5 minutes. Yeah, I know. That's the worst thing about the World Cup. You've got 5 fingerprints to get into America. Merch. The merch. Yeah, I need to help merch, but merch isn't as profitable as what you think. Really. A yurt is a small yogurt. Right, let's get on to this screen, which will show us the SPFL table as it stands tonight. Hearts are top of the table on 32 points. They play Celtic tomorrow, who are also on 32 points. Hearts do have a goal difference of 18. Celtic have a goal difference of plus 15. Celtic do have that game in hand. So once we win the game, we'll win the game tomorrow, and that's it. Win the game at Celtic Park and go top of the table. Easy. That's the way that I don't. You know, Martin O'Neill says, look, we're in a good position. We've drawn level. I've come in and we've drawn level with them. And Listen, you do well as keeping the people in the chat at bay. You know, it's a fantastic position to have. It's esteemed authority. And we'll have a Christmas party next week. That's money. A Baz Bunnett and one Celtic fans view would definitely sell. Well, we'll wait and see. I've got someone that might be doing something. Anyway, we'll look at the table. Hearts are sitting top of the table in 15 games played, 32 points. Celtic, 14 games played and 32 points. Martin O'Neill said he's left the team in a fantastic position to win the game in hand and go top of the table. Wilfred Nancy has gone one better, and he says we win the game tomorrow and we go top of the table. It's as simple as that. Motherwell did a good thing today. They won their game, which puts them, although they're on 16 games played, they're on 26 points in third position. Hibernian are in fourth position on 24 points. The Rangers are on 23 points, but they've only played 14 games, like Celtic. Aberdeen closed the gap on Rangers this afternoon, which was fantastic for them. Aberdeen, the club that are hitting a bit of form just now. I mean, I know that they've drawn 2 out of their last 5 games, but that win of 3 games over the last 5 has helped them up the table, as have the draws, which is putting them into the top 6. And is this the first time that Aberdeen have been in the top 6 this season? Because, I'll tell you one thing, at one point, Kilmarnock and Aberdeen were bottom of the table, if you remember. And when you look at the other results, Falkirk are in 7th position. I don't expect Falkirk to do too much. It'll be a good season if Falkirk finish 7th, 8th, 9th. I think even Falkirk fans would say that would be a great season for them. When you look at Dundee United, they're having a bad season. They haven't won in the last 5 games. They're sitting on 16 points. And St Mirren, who Celtic play in a week's time. I'm just reading some of the comments. St Mirren, who we play in a week's time, are sitting 9th in the league. Kilmarnock, who play tonight, they cannot get a win. They've lost their last 3 games, drawn 2 out of the last 5. Dundee sitting bottom 2nd, and Livingston, who's just the whipping boys really this season, they're not going to do anything this season at all. And I expect them to get relegated. And then let's just jump on to the screen. So that is us for this evening. System is audio. What system? Oh, that is. Will be this one. That's cool. Anyway, that is us done and dusted for the evening. Celtic news-wise, any quick Celtic news that is kicking about. Obviously, the big one today is that Jota was spotted at the Celtic Superstore in town, signing shirts with Daiz Maeda. Daiz Maeda's eye looks pretty well healed. He will play at the weekend. Jota says that everything is going to plan. Everything's going to plan, and that he should be back as soon as he can, really. And Jota said it's a new part of the journey where he is at. Talking about the manager, I think the manager values... thinking of our values and principles. It's just a matter of time for everyone to adapt and feel good again, and then getting going. First game for Wilfred Nancy will be tomorrow with his new team, with his coaching staff. Obviously, Celtic entertain Heart of Midlothian at Celtic Park. They bring in about 2,500 tickets, but the same as what they give Celtic. It's going to be an interesting game. It is a top of the table game. It's a game where if we win it, we go top of the table. If we draw, we're still in second. But we win our game in hand. Let's just win tomorrow. I will be back first thing tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then we'll do a live, as always, for the team coming out an hour and a half before, and then we'll be doing a watch along, and then we'll do a reaction video afterwards also, because I think there'll be a lot to talk about, especially with Wilfred Nancy's first game. Big shout out to Danny Cassie for his 2 super chats, and Wee Mitch also for his super chat. Big shout out to Des and for his chat tonight. Big shout out to Michelle, who does a fantastic job keeping the community at bay and keeping the Huns off the channel. Anyway, that's me done and dusted for tonight. Have a fantastic evening wherever you are, Celtic fans all around the world. My throat's about to go.